Hello guys, my name is Kirahi. I am one of the organizers of the Mixed Faction 2v2 tournament. With me is Theodosios and Thanatos. Hi guys.
Hello there.
Hi Kurahi.
Hi you two. It's an honor that you are both with me. Thank you very much for making this interview. I know you're both very busy. First question would be, please tell us about yourself. What do you do for a living? Do you have any other important hobbies, or do you play any other games? Yeah,
Well,
just starting as well with the thing. You guys can decide basically who wants to start. I don't want to make there any rules. Whoever wants to start, you can start.
so Theo, you want to start?
No, you may start. You're
Okay.
A. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you start? I'm studied economics in Germany. I'm yeah 29 years old. I'm playing games since I don't can remember. Always had a special fable for RTS games.
Mhm.
Other hobbies, nothing special, I guess. Going out, cinema, meet with friends. Nothing special there.
Okay. But you live in Greece, is that correct?
No, I am Greek, but I was
Oh.
born and raised in Germany.
Okay, so you live back in Germany again.
Yes.
Ah, okay, okay. I thought you're a Greek who was raised in Germany but live again in Greek.
No, no.
Okay,
I lived my whole life here.
okay,
I just make my vacation in Greece when it's
okay.
much better. Yeah,
Weather.
weather
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
okay.
funny. Okay. So you studied economics. What is your job? What are you working?
Um, I work as a controller.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the start now. My studies are. I finished my studies this year,
Mm-hmm.
July. So yeah, I'm pretty fresh. So I'm excited about it, and yeah, let's see where my journey is taking me.
Mm. Okay. Awesome. What city in Germany you're living? Because I've been a lot of times in Germany. Maybe even I've
And
been there.
the most wonderful city in Munich.
In Munich. Oh, so you're living in the
Yes,
same city. Is that correct,
yes,
Theodosius,
it's
right?
correct. Yeah.
Oh, so you know
Yes,
each other
of course.
actually, really?
Well, actually, I don't know if it's known, but we like to troll about it a bit. But we are brothers.
No, really?
Yes.
You're
No, we are a
brothers?
gay couple. Kappa Pride.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
we
Oh,
like we like to troll about it because
okay.
yeah, every here and then someone says something special like gay or we are married or
But
anything else,
it's
and we
true.
like to
It's
make
true
fun of
though.
it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, guys, I know you about a year or something, and even I didn't know it. I'm serious. The people will just watch my face like, wow, really? Oh, you're brothers.
Well, it's a hidden troll secret, I guess.
Oh, it's a hidden troll secret there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is the week of hidden troll week because this week I heard Von Ivan's real voice. He talked with me with his real voice. So
I
today is the reveal week.
I,
I hear all the secrets of this community. Wonderful.
I think I heard him once in a video,
Oh yeah.
the real voice of him, and I was very, I don't know, upset. Was very. I like his troll voice much more.
Yeah, yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah. By the way,
Yeah,
love you, Vaughn,
I
if you're watching.
yeah, I too like his Bane voice. I wonder what will break first, your mind or your body.
Yeah, one album
Well,
is awesome.
hopefully you will guys meet him in January. Hopefully it comes.
Yeah, let's hope.
Will be
Let's
great.
hope.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's come back to the interview. Great. So thank you, Thanatos. Okay, so you're brothers. Wow. Okay, so Theodosius, what
Hey,
about you?
Well, I am 22 years old, and I also live in Munich.
Okay.
And I was born here and raised up, and well, I'm still living here, and I plan to stay here actually, because it's a wonderful city. And I'm studying. I'm studying biology in my bachelor's. My last year in my bachelor's. Well, in this summer, the incoming summer, I will write my bachelor thesis, hopefully. And and besides studying, well, I have a project ongoing right now, a extracurricular project. So that is consuming time next to my regular studies. And I'm also engaged in sports. Well, if I'm not ill, like, or kind of weakened. Yes, and I do some fencing, but on the very beginner level. And fencing.
Fencing. Okay.
Fencing, yes. On the very, very beginner level. I've just started in the university. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and well, besides that, I also do some fitness, but it's not that hard actually. Yes.
Okay.
It's just to stay fit. Yeah. And I also. Well, I read a lot. I must read a lot, but I also do it just as a side thing. I read about philosophy a little bit and so on and so forth. But I also, of course, also the standard things, meeting with friends, and from time to time I ski in winter, like for example this winter, probably, hopefully, and but also not very much skiing actually, but I like it nevertheless. And yes, and besides that, also the regular stuff.
After all that, I look pretty boring in front of you. You make me just look pretty boring person. So to spice it a little bit up, another secret from me.
Hey,
also, no, just
please.
Fun. It was just fun.
Okay. Well, and besides that, I have a relationship with Thanatos because we're a gay couple. Kappa Prime.
Well, the pennies dropped. Okay. Yeah, interesting. So what I hear out is, Theodosios, you are more of a sports guy. Is that correct?
Well,
not successful. He tries. He tries his best.
Yeah, I tried because I was really not very sport active.
Sport active, okay.
Before my university life. And but I forgot. I also play some other games. What I really like are paradox games.
Yeah. Okay.
I love to play Europa Universalis 4.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying what I've begun recently is Witcher 3. Maybe you've seen me playing it.
Of course.
Yes. And I really like that game because some months before I've hit Fallout 4, and it wasn't really that satisfying actually. And Witcher 3 is better for me. Okay.
Thanatos, about your favorite games?
As I mentioned, I'm a player of anything since 25 years, I guess. I played my first game 4 or 5. I've played anything you can imagine, from the first Tetris until now. What's coming out, like Witcher and The Witcher 3 or Fallout, Skyrim, everything. I actually played a lot of World of Warcraft as well.
Okay.
I'm not so active anymore. I just going in just for the new add-ons mostly to see the story, and then I'm kind of bored, and I wait for the next add-on. I used to play it a lot more. That's it, 5 or 6 years ago. Besides that, I love RPG games like, as mentioned, Witcher or Fallout. But most and best of all are the old school games, like on Super Nintendo, the real old school games. I enjoyed a lot more, like Secret of Mana, Terra Enigma, the first Zelda, that kind of stuff. And play occasionally FPS as well, FPS games. I was first mod version of Counter-Strike involved. I played that a lot. I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. It's time is passing.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all, I guess.
Okay. Well, thank you. You're the first team that have said so much about themselves. It's awesome. Um,
Okay.
it is still wonderful. It's wonderful. Everything what you're saying is great. Um, well, as far as I know, Theodosius, you are a top level 1v1 player. Thanatos, are you playing 1v1s as well? I have never seen you in a tournament, in a big one.
Well, I have played. I don't know what tournament it was. Theo, what turn it was I played against Brosras? Can't remember.
I think it
Uh,
was Warpaint Championship,
Ah,
something
yeah,
like
I
that.
think too
Yeah.
as well. I played against Brosras and lost to him 2-1 in the, I don't know, quarterfinals. I can't remember.
okay,
Well,
okay,
I'm playing mostly 2v2 with
yeah,
Theo. 1v1 occasionally, just for fun mainly.
okay,
I just don't have the time to
yeah,
both modes, so I enjoy 1v1 as well, but 2v2 is my most favorite team.
yeah. So I'm correct with what I was thinking. So, well, you both are playing 1v1s. Um, do you see big differences skill-wise from 1v1 to other game modes? And following question would be, what is your opinion? Which game mode is more exhausting? In a way that Co 2 playing is exhausting in your mind or as well physically and psychologically, whatever. Sorry, so you guys don't know what I mean.
Yeah.
Mentally
Mhm.
and physically.
Theo, you can start because you have more experience in 1v1,
Yeah.
and maybe I can.
Yes. Well, I think for me it is definitely harder to spam one versus ones than two versus twos.
Mhm.
You will be punished for every mistake you make in one versus one, and you in some maps you can hardly come back.
Mhm.
Well, okay, it's the same case in 2 but you can, well, a little bit rely on your partner, and you can also rely on the fact that your opponents will also do mistakes in 2 like there are two, and even if one plays very well, the other one could do mistakes, just like you, and so it's even again.
Mhm.
But in 1 versus 1, if you do one really hard mistake, even in the early game, it's an uphill battle for the rest of the game, and in 2 versus 2 is, as I've stated, it's not really the case. I think 1 versus 1 is
Mhm.
definitely more exhausting than 2 versus 2. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think so. Yeah.
Mhm. Thanatos, your experience?
Um, the time I trained for this 1v1 tourney, I reached around top 30 with OW and USF, as far as I remember. I played, I don't know, maybe 20 games per faction.
Mhm.
Not much, it's a ridiculous amount in if you the
Mhm.
other top players they have thousands of games, but
Mhm.
I can tell that much that I agree with Theo, but I really can't compare 2v2 with 1v1 because 1v1 is very stressful. You have to look everywhere.
Mhm.
The pressure about map control is much more than in 2.
Mhm.
Um, Even if you lose the engagement against the one opponent, your partner can win the other, so you have one fuel or half of the map, and so, as he said, you can rely on partner. But I think 2v2 has much more depth in fact, like with the commander choices or the strategies than 1v1. 1v1 is more about being conservative, looking what the enemy is going, what tech, and then
Mhm.
uh, do the right tech as well, and be aware of the map. 2v2 is more like the right choices of commander and the right abilities and the right time.
Mhm.
So it's more 1v1 is more stressful, and 2v2 is more mentally challenging,
Mhm. Mhm.
my opinion.
Okay. Mhm. Um. So how how do you like the 2v2 game mode? All in all, at the moment, of course, we are facing a new patch which will change, I would say, the balance and meta in 2v2. Um, but let's just talk about the current matter and the current balance. In my opinion, the 2v2 game mode is the best game mode in Combat Affairs 2 at the moment. Just because that, in 1v1, we saw in GCS, we saw maybe 3 commanders that were played, maybe 4. In 2v2 it's a little bit different. I think there are more ways that you can win. So, yeah, that's just my opinion here. Would you agree or disagree? And please also your arguments if you agree or disagree.
Well, you can start, Theo.
Oh, okay. So, well, I think, well, if we look at the tournament and the rules you have set up for your tournament, we will be expecting a lot of variety. Like, if you allowed everything that is possible in auto match, we would see for Axis like probably 90% of the games double OKW. One going for Fusilier spam and the other one for Command Panther. And both going for forward retreat point, or one going for forward retreat point, the other one for Stuka, Lux and Stuka, Command Panther, the other one for retreat point, Fusiliers, Tech 4, Jagdpanzer, and then King Tiger or Jagdtiger, what he needs actually. And very much Blobberino. It's actually, I think the 2 if you look at the real meta in 2 there's also a real meta, a strategy that requires so not that much effort. It's probably almost the same as in 1v1, and this is, I think, double OKW, the strongest meta I think I've seen since ISU. If you remember the year in which ISU was ridiculously overpowered, it just one-hitted everything. And OKW is just, if you don't get the gist and don't know what to do against OKW, you will be devoured sooner or later from the wet 5 and 43 points stuff. And it's awesome that you don't allow double factions except Oster. And so I think it's just awful. I think even the most OP stuff from Allies I can imagine isn't even as bad as double OKW at the moment. I think it's the worst balance and gameplay-wise combination that has ever been. And I think at the beginning, at the release of OKW, it has been similar to now. They were equally broken, but now it's also broken. So no. If you don't allow that, then we will have a funny tournament, of course. And so this is the one side of factions. The other side are the maps. There are a lot of maps in 2 I think 50% or even more that should be removed. Like, if we want to have real fun in this game mode. And
we'll come back to the map pool and commander bans later. So.
Oh, okay, good. So, okay, no, I'm not talking about this anymore. Sorry.
No.
What I just wanted to to say is that we desperately need some map updates, hopefully coming soon. Maybe, probably, I don't know. And probably a good new map.
We can talk about the last tournament on Sunday. There was a 2v2 tournament with new maps. How did you like the new maps, all in all? Should they be implemented? Or some of them?
I think there are some of them which are worthy, but I think, for example, the industrial section is completely unworthy. It doesn't promote very good or funny or competitive play. I think it's boring and stalemate fostering play, or balance-wise very bad, like Normandy. So, but there are also some maps I like Poltava. I think you may add this one, for example. But well, Thanatos.
Thanatos.
To answer the first question about the 2v game mode. Well, no, it's like 5 years since Code 2 is released, I think so.
2013.
Yeah, we have seen some really broken
4 years
in this game. Some really broken mechanics, broken units. We have faced a lot of bugs as well. So, like Theo mentioned, the ISU that one hits everything, and many more. So, at the moment, I I guess we are fine. Of
Mhm.
course, it's double OKW Cancer and I don't know, Demos and small things like that. I call them small because everyone who has played competitive heroes for a longer period of time knows it has been much worse in the last years. So it's okay for now.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm very looking forward to the patch. I think it's a step, or not one step, it's like 10 steps in the right direction.
Okay.
Um, I agree with the patch notes most. Maybe USF smoke changes, testing more, but
Yeah, I agree there.
uh, yeah, but the other things I'm totally fine with it. So all in all, I agree with you that the 2v2 mode is fun, most enjoyable.
Mhm.
Yeah, combines the skill and
Mhm.
the micromanagement of 1v1 with um, team knowledge and knowledge of the commanders and the
Mhm.
best combinations from the 3v3 and 4v4. It's not my thing. I guess everyone knows to play a bit competitively agrees because it's just more like for fun. It's very cool to have, I don't know, like 10 Panthers and rush in and have some fun. It's cool, but I think 2v2 is the most balanced and
Mhm.
well-rounded mode.
Most interesting map.
Yeah, as well, yeah.
It's kind of
Most
funny. It's kind of funny. Thanatos, you have, well, I've interviewed before. I've interviewed Von Ivan, Price, Devam, and Helping Hands, and now you guys. And I would say Thanatos, you're the first. Sorry if I may say that. It sounds a little bit strange. You're the first not high level 1v1 player. Sorry, but
Yeah,
uh,
it's no problem.
yeah, it's just I'm saying.
It's a cool
I
thing.
don't want to lower your level here, but it's just what I'm thinking. And it's with this question, pretty much every top level 1v1 player kind of said like, well, yeah, 2v2 is great, but still 1v1 is better. You know. So it's interesting. I would say that even in the community, there's sometimes even this kind of not factions but groups, little, you know. But of course, if you say that, I would absolutely agree that I like to play 4v4s. It's fun to fool around with friends. I still see the possibility of a competitive 4v4 tournament. Um, if enough 1v1 players would play, or enough good players would play in it. Um, it is still very complicated, of course, because 4v4 is always complicated because like you need like 4 people. Like if one guy drops out or something, that's always complicated. So I would say that's also one of the reasons why 1v1 and 2v2 tournaments are just so much easier to organize. Um, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I, I guess that's the reason why 3v3 and 4v4 are not that much attractive because
Mm,
no one known or good, or let me call it now pro player or high skill player is interested in 3v3 or 4v4. So
yeah.
the game modes are yeah, non-existent in competitive levels like 1v1, of course,
Yeah.
the master race, let's call it, and the 2v2.
okay.
The 2v2, the I don't know, the combined master race.
Yeah, yeah. No,
But
it's
3v3 and 4v4, in my opinion, just for fun. And
yeah.
as I can see in 4 or 5 years experience now with Co, nobody who's outstanding in 1v1 or 2v2 is competing
Yeah, it's
only
competing.
just for fun.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, interesting. Um, will you tell us, both of us, a little bit about your favorite factions or commanders in TB2? Um, like what I've experienced, you both played in my last big tournament, the Strategia 2v2 tournament in last April, and I've seen you play both Oster back then. That was kind of a big surprise for a lot of people, especially for me. Will you tell us why? Will you tell us about that something?
Theo is the lead strategist. He can explain it very well.
Yeah. Mm, well, we have really played double Austria. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because well, I can't remember the real reason, because we were both sick of OKW, like
Yep.
even of mixed access,
Yep.
and we both think that Oster is the superior faction in terms of fun and design, and is actually how access are supposed to be designed in Co. I think, yeah, if you remember, well, you played Co 1, of course. And if you remember, Wehrmacht from Co 1, I think Oster is.
Oh, I hear something in the background. Everything okay, guys?
Oh,
I'm fine.
sorry, is it okay now?
Yeah, it's fine again.
No worries.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, well, because and Oster really reminds me of this of Wehrmacht. It's of course not the same, but it somehow reminds me of the well-designed faction, one of the best designed factions. Yeah, and well, because of course Oster is fun. It has everything you need, and it has nice infantry, cool tanks, and well, a lot of useless doctrines. Never mind. And well, but and it's also very dynamic. Double austerity. It requires a lot more skill than mixed access or double OKW. And so, if you do a mistake as austerity, you will be really heavily punished and penalized, contrary to OKW. But we thought it is funnier. It's just more fun to play with double austerity. It's more exciting. Yeah.
Thanatos?
I think that's the reason was we, as Theo said, we were sick of OKW because, obvious reasons. Wanted to try Double Ost. I think we came to finals and lost to Nogano and Jove, as far as I remember. I think so, or it was another tournament.
Quarterfinals. You lost to Prodigally and Rutra.
That's another perfect example now that you mentioned. They played double OKW and they cancelled us with Volks and that kind of things.
Yeah.
So that you mentioned now, I think that's a big weakness of us at the moment. We try to adapt, but we need time. So if you face teams like that again, we are much more prepared now. And to the most fun faction, I agree. It's from X's side. It's Oster, of course. And I used to play much more USF in 2v2. Well, until I discovered my love for Soviets back. And we'll stay with Soviets for now. Let's see what the patch brings.
Allied. You talked a lot about Axis. What about your Allied meta or favorite Allied factions? Will you play? Well, I don't want to. I know it's really stupid to maybe ask you guys because you kind of want to keep it as a secret. But what is your favorite faction in Allied faction in 2v2? Or you can say it in general. You don't have to say like, oh yeah, we're going to play this and this combination. Just say it in general. Like some people don't like Brits, for instance. What about you guys?
We like, if we play allies, we love, okay, now I'm telling too much, but, well, you can see it from our replays, and you can watch them you can watch replays in Automatch. Yeah, never mind. And
say anything about that, for instance.
Yeah, well, we know what Price is going to do.
we guess.
We
can imagine.
Yeah. But, well, I can tell you what we like, well, aggressive play. We don't like Brits. We like the Soviet United States America combo, and I think we're well. And you've seen us practicing with it. Like everyone is seeing this. And for example, a game where this Crossfan van Asten, like it's not really a secret if I tell you that.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically we're training with this combination, and we like the aggressiveness allies. Are possible to field,
Well, after all the experience we got from tournaments and the auto match games versus another high skill team, We've tried a lot. We tried different mixes of allied factions. We tried the same. We tried anything you can imagine just to have a feel for it and to know, okay, we can do that or we can do that, and that's the weakness, that's the strength. So at the end, finish now our little experiments, and I think, as Theo mentioned, we dislike Brits both. It's not our playstyle, at least with allies, so we are more the aggressive type ally player. So USF and Soviets is the best combination.
Yeah, I'm one of the. I like to play Brits. I like to play every faction. Actually, I play every faction. Not in a competitive level as you guys. I'm like level 15 or level 16 is my highest level with one Ivan at the moment. I don't. I would say that's like top 200 or something. So absolutely not like as high as you guys are. But I mean, I'm one of the British player when I play 2v2s or when I play. I absolutely don't like going emplacements. I only go for maybe mortars, but I don't go for Bofors anyway. So I think what I like the British faction because you can play it different ways. I mean, but I understand, of course, it's the British. The British faction is a beautiful faction, but it is not everybody's game mode because you basically, especially in 2v2 or especially in 1v1, there is like a certain building order you have to go. Like you have to go for an AEC because of the light vehicles access will bring up or something. So yesterday I had a funny 4v4 game, by the way. I just wanted to say that it was funny. I was playing Brits, and for the first time in my life, I think I had 17 pounders, and it was effective. I never had it in my whole life where I was like, okay, that 17 pounder replacement was effective. It was like yesterday was my first time.
As you mentioned now, I remember we played back in the day. I don't know, it's like 1 or 2 years. I don't know. Maybe Theo can correct me. We played just for fun with double Brits, and we played against Lovenest and Momo. And yeah, I think someone casted it. I can't remember. And
Dane.
Yeah, Dane casted it. And I was I lost my infantry because they had like 3 Panzerwerfer. And I had so much manpower. I built like 2 70-pounder, as I remember. So they were fun until the infantry comes and ruins your day. So they are fun, but they can be countered very easily, like the PAC 43 from Axis side. So it's fun, but I don't think it will be ever meta or.
No, never. But I can remember also a very nice period where I tried out advanced placement regiment, and you know what I've always was asking myself. You could like build those forwards. I don't know how they called those builds. Yeah, where you can retreat the spirits where you can upgrade 43 points, and if you chose the advanced emplacement regiment, you could upgrade them to repair station, if you remember. Yeah, and so I've always wondered, why do people only build 1 or 2 of them? And so I've built most of those games. I've built like 8 to 10 of them. And
that was crazy. I remember one game at Trois Ponts, the whole map was full with this repair station that repaired themselves and others, and it was man.
And well, I couldn't lose. I couldn't lose that side. Everything they tried. So the good thing is, most of those X players don't know that I think Elephant or Jagdtag, or I think both couldn't outrange the 17-pounder. The Jagdtigers, and they just built KTs. They called KTs and Command Panthers, and they were just fodder for my emplacements. And what they really liked, there was one situation where they really liked this, when I had a very fortified position, and I think one OKW, it was against double OKW, and one of them called in that artillery strike from PAC 43 commander, this 300 munition thing. And it destroyed one emplacement, only one emplacement, my 70-pounder, and I could rebuild just 1 minute again. He wasted 300 munitions, and I just could rebuild it very easily.
Until the dust was settled down, the all was already repaired.
Yeah, that was really, oh wow. Yes, and then well, that's the story behind my
Sometimes.
experiments.
Yeah, that's the funny thing with advanced placement regiment. I hate this commander. I always ban it from from my tournaments because I don't like it. There's no skill in my opinion, and you can really abuse that stuff.
Yeah, true.
Like in a really
As
good
I've said,
hand,
yeah.
in a really good hand, it is too strong. And yeah, let's come to the next question. Let's talk about the map pool and commander bans. Of course, we are talking about the commanders that are no, the maps, the not reworked maps. There are discussions at the moment on Contour.org and a thread if we should use the reworked ones or not. But let's talk about the maps right now in the main game. I will post it to you on TeamSpeak, so you can watch it here. So this is the map pool. So we have Minsk Pocket, Rails and Metal, Vox Farmlands, Elst Outskirts, Crossing in the Woods, Hamlet, Simoska Winter, Moscow Outskirts, Summer. What is your opinion about the map pool? Is there a map you absolutely would like us to change? Or, yeah, what is your opinion? Or is there a map you say, like, yay, that's my favorite map? Up to you.
Um, well, obviously, Moscow outskirts Soma is very spawn dependent. North spawn is a good team versus a good team. It's much like auto lose. It's very bad balance. Simoski Winter, let's call it okay, but yeah, it's also not the finest map. Hamlet is way too small. I don't like it at all. Crossing in the Woods is a good map. Elst Outskirt is okay. Vaux is a very good map. It's my favorite map, I guess. And Rails and Metals is a classic map. It's also very good.
And Minsk Pocket?
Yeah, Minsk Pocket. We had some bad experience last games.
Oh my god, yeah.
Well, we find that the North spawn is also in a bad position against the South spawn, so it's also very spawn dependent, like pretty much like Moscow.
Okay.
I think it's even like the North spawn in Minsk Pocket's almost even worse than Moscow Outskirts North spawn, because you can in Moscow North you can at least somehow flank your opponent, even though the mid is very open for yourself players to watch like everything you do, but it's still there's still flanks available, and in Minsk Pocket it's just 3 lanes. It's even worse than in Dota 2. And, like
I think you mean Dawn of War 3.
yeah, but no, Dawn of War 3 is an excellently designed game, and its maps are
continue.
very good. I love Dawn of War 3 maps. Well, I love Dawn of War 3. Well, I will
because you never have played them. That's why.
No, we will receive it soon anyway, so never mind. But well, let me tell about the other maps. Simoski Winter's North Spawn is a little bit. I think Simoski's isn't the 2-2 map, to be honest. It's 1-1 map, and that's it. Like, I don't know why they. If you remember Simoski Summer in 2-2, that was really.
Simoski Summer is terrible.
Yeah, and I think Simoski Winter isn't even that much better, but never mind. And Hamlet is, as Fernando said, it's really small, and even you can. Triple capping is very hard in Hamlet. Like, you can fortify one side and the other one the other side, and the North is also a disadvantage. If you look at the fuel of North, there's a huge forest between you and your fuel. I don't know why. Well, never mind. Crossing the Woods is okay, I think. It's small, but I think it's small in a sense that is okay for 2-2. Elst Outskirt is also very nice. Wofan is also my favorite map, I think. There we had like very good games, almost the best games. And Rails and Metals, I would agree. Yeah, it's a classic Co1 map, and I think it's also it fits to Co2 either. I think. Yeah.
Well, that was very interesting. So I think nobody really likes Hamlet. It's funny.
Yeah,
It's funny.
No
for
wonder.
obvious reasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, there's still time. We have the 9th of November. We still have time. Maybe we change, get Hamlet out, and maybe another map in. Is there any other map which is not in this map pool? You would say like, yeah, this map would be great to play. Maybe.
Yeah, Pripyat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an idea. Pripyat sector, Kappa.
I think we have some 2 or 3 nice new maps from the competition last week. The maps I like the most of Winking Dong, or I don't know.
Fields of Winnikedonk, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very good map. Liked
Yeah,
it,
very good cutoffs. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one, Poltava, I think was called. Yeah, this was also very good.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, well, maybe we could add to Claire. No, never mind.
Yeah,
Well,
Duquesne was also a very good map. We played it in the tournament against Jesuit and Marcus.
Yeah, that was that M3 anniversary tourney.
Yeah,
how
that
to-
was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, Duquesne was very nice. So many people say, well, it's a free win for X because we reached late game, but we won as allies very, very nicely. And also Marcus and Jesselyn won as allies, so it was
Yeah.
even. No, I think even more allied wins than X's wins, which is very.
Also,
Yeah.
it has its the bonus of Co-1 Classic map, so can't say no
Oh
to
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Duclair is. Oh, sorry to interrupt you, but I think Duclair is also my favorite Co-1 map. I loved it in Co-1, and I think it didn't matter where I spawn. I just loved it. I just loved to play it, even to lose. Yeah.
Okay, too clear. Okay. Well, yeah. The tournament organizers, maybe we will change something. We will see what's going on. Yeah, it's interesting. As we, yeah, we will maybe, I guess, looks like that we will use reworked maps. We will see. Um, let's talk a little bit about the commander bands. I do the same. I copy paste it to you on TeamSpeak. There you go. So there are the commander bands. I will read it out loud again. Land lease, Soviet, defensive tactic, counter-attack tactics. I will just say why, because I guess so. Land lease because of the Dushka, and M4Cs, defensive tactics mostly because of the Dushka, counter-attack tactics because of for the motherland. Then we have tactical support. That's basically the Calliope. Breakthrough, Yak Tiger. That was my call. Special operations. That's the Yak Panther. Lightning Boar. When I did the tournament, when I did the interview with Devon, and I said Lightning Boar, Devon had like that.
So you made the right choice then.
I was like saying Lightning War. I said like, So Lightning War, which is Stuka close air support and Tiger, Jäger Armor Doctrine, which is Stuka bombing strike and Elephant, Advanced Emplacement Regiment. We have already talked about that, and then we have Special Weapons Regiment, which is because of the fear of penals with Wickers support. And then we have the Royal Artillery Regiment, which is because of the 4 CP artillery strike. The concentrated barrage, I think, is the name of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the commander bands? Would you change something? Helping Hands and Devon said they would rather play with the new patch and let all commanders be allowed. What is your opinion?
Well, maybe I start. I just start.
sure.
Yeah, and I think I think with the new patch you may allow Land Lease again. I think like the Sherman with is bound to T4, will be bound to T4, so I think that's okay. And the Dushka won't be that OP anymore, and so I think well this meta one Ivan has created will not be that effective anymore. I
But let
think.
me let me just
Yeah.
let me just say one thing. We are not planning on using the patch. So that was just an idea from Helping Hands. I think he said like, yeah, well, why not use the patch and let all the commander bans drop? You know, I think we will go with the current meta. That's just because people are used to it. You know, I was just as a yeah, Denkanstoß.
A side note,
Yeah.
just a second. Yeah. Well, and the other Soviets doctrines. Yeah. Well, I can understand that. And well, tactical support. I think that's the right doctrine to ban if we talk about USF because well, the Calliope is really, it's too strong, and I think almost every USF player would have chosen this doctrine in the tournament because Calliope can annihilate the infantry of Axis very easily. Well, breakthrough doctrine is very interesting. You said Yak Tiger. Okay, I understand that, but I think it's even better than the even better reason is
Panzer
because yeah, Panzer Fusiliers are oh my god, Panzer Fusiliers are
Mhm.
way too good. Yeah, I think they're way too cost effective. Just 6 pop cap and they can really overrun you easily. And you can field 3 squads pretty easily and still get out tanks. So no problem there. Yeah. And special operations, well, yeah, Command Panther. You mark something, Command Panther shoots, Elephant shoots, and it's dead. If it's not if it's not Churchill or Pershing or IS-2, well, just heavy tanks. And Lightning War is Tiger. Yeah, Tiger and Stuka. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, because it's very good synergy. Tiger and Stuka, and there's also this. I think I don't know how it's called, but where your infantry runs very
Tactical
swiftly.
movement, I guess.
Tactical movement,
Yeah. That's also a very powerful ability, but rarely
Yeah,
used.
43, so as far as I remember.
Yeah, yeah, less than 50 munitions, very very nice. So, but yeah, of course, the Stuka Lloyd has, I think it's called Lloyd, yeah, is way too strong together with Tiger, and I'm fine with that. But I think the even better ban is Jäger Armor, where you just can get scopes and elephant and like reconnaissance overflight. That's it's a very strong combination, and in a map like, for example, Rails and Metals or Minsk-Pocket, you could see everything your opponent would do, even though the scopes were nerfed a patch ago. I think, even though they're still very strong.
They're still pretty strong, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're still pretty strong, and so you have to take this other doctrine with Command Panzer and Howitzer for scopes, and well, then you don't have an elephant. Well, your mate could take one, but then you also not wasted a doctrine, but it's not a very strong doctrine. I think this Command Panther scope doctrine into this too, and advanced emplacements. Well, okay, that's speaking for itself. Special weapons isn't special weapons regiment the doctrine, the regiment that has Croc either.
Yeah.
Croc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, that's a very strong doctrine. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
has Croc. This.
the funny thing is we're not banning this doctrine because of the croc or because of the arty.
Yeah.
We're banning it only because of the problem of the Vickers penals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but also to just point that out in combination with the penal speakers and this concentrated barrage, it's really strong. Yeah, it's just really strong. Yeah. And Royal Artillery Regiment is an interesting ban. I think I didn't expect it because the only thing I know from that is Saxton. Well,
it's not good. Yeah, it's the 4CP artillery strike we decided because people kind of said like, well, if you're banning the Stuka bombing strike, well, there's another as well, of course, another commander with Stuka bombing strike. Then you have, well, then we should have to ban the Royal Artillery with the. It's only because of the concentration barrage, which is a 4CP, and at a certain, when you equip the anvil tactic from Brits, it kills every static artillery from the Wehrmacht or from Axis. So in the end, yeah. People not criticize, but people said like, yeah, you should ban land mattress. Ban land mattress is so OP. And I was like, okay, guys, let's not overdo it. Yes, the land mattress is a strong unit, but Lamitus is slow. It's not OP in my opinion. So
You
I'm
can decrew it easily. Yeah.
yeah. So it was my decision there, and say okay, no, Lamitus is allowed. Um, and yeah, let's just ban Royal Artillery Regiment because it's not a commander. I think we would have seen a lot anyway, so it doesn't hurt much. I think you, Theodosius, you said to me that the one British commander should be banned. What's it called? With the
Um,
that was so OP the patch before, but now it is still strong. You said
yeah, artillery cover. You mean?
artillery
Yeah.
cover. Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
still have an
think.
opinion?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I forgot to tell it. Yeah. I think it's still the disability is not so overpowered as it has been, and
Yeah.
it's like the problem is, well, you can't dodge it in this area. It's appearing, and there are still some maps like, well, let me see. For example, Simoski or Rails and Metals, where it would cover like almost the whole area where your opponents could reside, and it's just raining down artillery fire and suppressing and damaging everything. And even though it costs so much, I think it's still, well, you really can't counter it in some maps. You can't really, if you go back in some maps, if you retreat, then you will lose your position because it's, well, it's a late game ability, and if you can push out your opponent in the late game and blow him away that hard, yeah, I don't think it's really, it won't provide us with very good plays. This doctrine, yeah, regiment. I mean. Yeah.
Thanatos, your opinion?
Well, first of all, I agree with you that we should play the current live game. Because of obvious reasons that many teams are trading for the tournament, and we as well. For the first time, we played and trained excessively for this tournament, and then the last tournaments were like, yeah, okay, let's play and see what, how much or how far we can get. This time we really trained and we were really prepared. So not only we, I think most of the teams. So playing the patch would just destroy the work we put in it. So live game is a good choice in my opinion to play. I agree with you. About the commanders, I agree with all of them for the reasons you said. I'm really surprised you banned the Royal Artillery Regiment because of the ability, because I think not many people know about this abusive behavior. You can spam it in the fog of war, so well done. About the land mattress, I think the land mattress commander is fine. The land mattress is not the problem, I think. My personal opinion is that the commandos are the problem, because the land mattress creates, after 3, 4, 5 barrages, the whole area of fighting is in yellow cover. So commandos can easily sneak upon everything, throw one nuke nade, and you have lost a squad. Retreat them, repeat it, retreat them, repeat it, and so you have lost 3, 4 support squads, and without doing nothing wrong. So I think that's the most broken thing on this commander, not the lead mattress itself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you can discuss about commanders, which is OP, which is not OP. Like Hans and Devon said, and even also Price said that the ISU should be banned as well. At least one commander. Yeah, it's. I mean, I kind of think that's interesting that people say that the ISU is so strong. But maybe I was thinking as well, maybe banning the ISU commander with the Mark vehicle ability. That might be a good call.
It's I would agree. It's not that strong anymore. It used to be the only and holy commander choice for any Soviet player at any time, at any map, at any mode. But now it's fairly decent, and it can be very good. Now you have banned the Jagdtiger or the other Jäger Armor. So yeah, I would say it's a good choice because you banned the very good Elephant Doctrine. Why not? Why allow the very good ISU Doctrine?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
no sense. So
yeah, I think
I
you're
would
right
agree.
on that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not 100% sure, but I will talk with Hooligan about this, what he says about it, because he's the partner, he's the second tournament
Yeah.
organizer, or he's the other tournament organizer, so he has to agree as well, of course. Okay, I'm just watching how long we are recording. Already nearly an hour. Are you still
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
guys, or should we hurry?
I still have some minutes to spare.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah.
We don't have to rush.
Okay, but Theodosios only some minutes. Okay.
No, that was just a saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Just a bad roll.
All right. Okay. No worries. Now, because it would interest me. Thanatos, you told me that we had a couple of months. We had a quite emotional talk about Code 2 and Relic, I think. And you were a little bit disappointed in Relic and about Code 2 and everything. And you said to me that you come from the Dawn of War games, right?
Yeah, we well
Both?
first of yeah the
Both,
first
yeah.
Okay.
we well we started with to play twos and threes excessively and like in kind of competitively with the small player base in Dawn of War 2.
Yeah.
That's where we originally came from. But the history with Relic and THQ back in time is my personal with Dawn of War 1. So the first, I can remember I was so amazed from that game, the brutality and the lore. I just love the whole Warhammer franchise. Until that day, I have read I think 100 books. Have I don't know a huge knowledge about it. I'm very into it. So we started there. Then after I don't know 2 or 3 years, it was pretty dead. We played like I don't know 7-8 months, and we were undefeated. So yeah, it was pretty boring because no good player was still there. Then we tried a bit of Co 1 to play competitively in multiplayer, but it was also let's say the end because Co 2 was near. Yeah, and so we came into Co 2 then. And
So-
about Relic.
Yeah.
Just to make it clear, how to say it? Well, it's a love-hate relationship with Relic, I guess. I love the games they make. I loved it from the first game until now. I play the games even now. But the lack of education and community management and all the things we all lived through disappointed me. And the biggest disappointment of my whole gaming experience was hard to say, but it's Dawn of War 3. We came from Dawn of War 2 with high expectations. We were Dawn of War fans from the first minute. And time Relic announced Dawn of War 3 and we watched the trailer, we were hyped hell. We couldn't wait. Yeah, and then we saw the first screenshots and the first gameplay mechanics and
First videos,
and then we were hoping for the best. Yeah, then the game came out and as you can say now the game with even after all the sales and the weekends free to play, the game is it's like 400 players at the maximum. So we are not the only one who feel betrayed at some point from Relic. So yeah, that's very unfortunate. We still hope that now with the announcement of the new patch and Age of Empires 4, Relic will get the right back and the way it used to be. So we can expect good games and have fun like we used to.
I would like to hear, Theodosius, your opinion about that. But following question will be as well, what do you think? What do you guys think will be the future of RTS games? Sorry. So Theodosius.
Yeah. So yeah, first about Dawn of War, yeah, I agree with Thanatos. Basically, we have the almost the same opinion about it, and I didn't expect a game that is completely similar to Dawn of War 1 or 2. If we're talking about Dawn of War 3, but I think Dawn of War 3 really doesn't capture the atmosphere of 40k, and I also enjoy the universe that that lore. It can be very enjoyable, this lore, but Relic somehow infantilized it. I think, if you know which word I mean, you can't take it seriously. Like, if you looked at Dawn of War 2, at the music, at the units, how they spoke, and their voice acting and everything, it reminded you way more like, I think that should be Warhammer 40k, something like that. In the direction, if it was the right direction, like not exactly how it is, but the right direction. Dawn of War 3 is somehow appealing to, I don't know to whom, like not to the real fans, I think. To some, no, I'm not really. I'm not trying to be rude here to some people, to a very large proportion of gamers today, but I think even they didn't really felt appealed by this presentation. Dawn of War 3. Oh, what was that?
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, no, okay, it's okay. Yeah, a lot of people were disappointed in Dawn of War 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and
it is unfortunate. Let's just keep it like that. It is just unfortunate, but it would interest me. What do you guys think of the future of RTS games in that way? Thanatos, you've already said Age of Empires 4. Hopefully, Copperfield's 3. Please, Relic. So, what do you think? Is there future? Yes or no?
I'm thinking RTS or strategy games in general, not only RTS, are or will be in a rise again, like they used to be with the first Command and Conquers, for example. Many people forgot about RTS because of MOBAs and, I don't know, games I can't even describe. They're not RTS, they're not that, I don't care. But people, I think, are enjoying RTS more now. So, and the big companies, are seeing that and starting to go back into that section. So I'm pretty sure the future for RTS games will be again very bright.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, I hope so. And what I think and what I saw, I'm pretty sure about it.
Theodosius?
Well, I'm a little bit more skeptic, actually. Well, if you look at the last released RTSs, like after Code 2, well, there are a lot of fails. For example, Grey Goo or Dawn of War 3. No, no, I'm really not liking this game, as you can see. But well, never mind. So no, those games were really somehow, they couldn't really attract that many people. They were like left behind in history. Nobody talks about them anymore. Who talks about Grey Goo nowadays? Who plays that game? And the same. Yeah.
Well, I think to put my point out, to revive the RTS genre, you need some big publisher. Like
yes, that's what I just wanted to point out. Yeah.
Imagine if Blizzard announces Warcraft 4.
Yeah.
Can't tell me that the whole world will be on fire and plays this game, or a new Command and Conquer. You need something like that, the old school things, to revive it, and then, as usual, the little companies will follow the big companies, and so it will be a rise again. So I'm pretty sure we are near about as I mentioned, Age of Empires 4. Same function, and I'm pretty sure this will lead other developers to invest again in this genre.
Yeah, I hope Oh, sorry. I hope that Thanatos is correct. I wanted to point that out either, because I also think that if something like Age of Empires 4 or even better Warcraft 4 like that appeals to even more people, I think. Also in a very competitive way. If you look at that, Warcraft 3 has Warcraft 3 has still got tournaments going on. I think, like Thanatos told me sometime. Yeah, they still got tournaments. A game that is, I don't know how old Warcraft 3 is, like from the beginning of the thousands. 2000s.
15 years, I think, or more,
Yeah.
16.
And if you imagine now a new fleshed out Warcraft, like Warcraft 4, that has such a great support from a company like Blizzard that can invest like so much money and time and effort and can patch out anything, any bug in just hours, not like like Relic. And then you would have a revival. Like, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think the future of video games is going to be a very interesting one. We just can hope that companies are learning from the moment right now that how should I say this? I think at the moment it's not it's a turning point right now. Either we're going into a situation where loot boxes and in a way where games are not finished come out and like first day patch, 5 GB or something, and a lot of mistakes have been made, and even from companies who I thought, wow, these companies are so good. I'm a big Batman Arkham fan, and I was really looking forward to Batman Arkham Knight, and Rocksteady, no, Rockstar. Rocksteady is the other company. I always mix Rocksteady and Rockstar. So one sec. Rockstar is the game with KTF Grand Theft Auto, right? So that's Rockstar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's Rocksteady. Sorry. Rocksteady.
Problem.
Rocksteady is the company who makes
Rocksteady.
the Batman Arkham Knight, Arkham games, and they completely screwed up the PC launch. Really, they screwed it up.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you can't even start it.
You can't even start it.
Yeah.
And this from a company that made so many great games, and I was shocked. And I think that the gaming companies have to come. I understand that they want to make money. I think we all agree that they making games don't make money. Yeah, let's be fair. But please come back as well to a path where making money and making quality is the same thing. I think that is something what we have to all agree. Is that what we want as a player? I don't mind paying for the games, but I want quality for it. I think we all agree on that,
of course. I mean, look at World of Warcraft. It's 13 years old, and you have to pay for it monthly. It's not okay. I buy it and it's okay monthly, and even that can explain or can't say why people are playing this game. They are not 1,000 or 5,000. It's millions. It's the most played game ever. So, and the people are monthly paying for it. So you have to give the people back quality and content and bug fixing and stuff. So Blizzard is the perfect example how a company can give people back, and people will give the company money for it, because yeah, of course, it's a company. It needs money to work. It's bad affair. So yeah, that's a perfect example for me. Oh, it started with the Steam early access bullshit, and right now, and let's hope things get better.
Yeah, I think a positive example for me, would be is Witcher 3, because well, it was made 2015 amidst all of those early access games, all those patch day one games and stuff. I don't know whether Witcher 3 had a patch day one, because I've purchased it like months ago. Like, so
Ours, I remember, no.
Yeah, okay.
So I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think it has. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, but at least I think well, it is an AAA title, and it has like provided me until now with very good gameplay, very attractive, and
Yeah.
yes, and it's
Yeah.
every euro was worth.
Yeah.
It was worth every euro, dollar, pound.
Yeah.
And what's also very nice, I think, is that Witcher has very old school DLC politics,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I'm correct, because there are only like two ad
Add-ons,
DLCs
but
which
those are
could be
add-ons,
this.
not DLCs. That's the difference.
Yeah, yeah, those are add-ons, like, and I think that's it. Like, there is not more stuff to purchase and for more content. I think that is the only story content that you can purchase.
Joined your channel.
Hello.
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 But besides,
McQueen, we're still in the interview.
oh, okay.
User was moved out of your channel.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's so. Besides those two DLCs, which are also very seem to be very qualitative, I have still to play them. But besides them, there is nothing else. So I like that kind, and I still think they have made. This was a great success from a financial perspective, as I can guess. Yeah. So it's still possible. I think this old thing you mentioned, Corey, this that you can have quality and that you can
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
make money from it. Yeah, it's still possible. I think it's not impossible.
Yeah. 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 We will just see. There are many different opinions right now. I'm as well a big. I must. I'm admitted. I'm a big Sony fanboy a little bit as well. I play PS4 as well, and what I just like about Sony is also their focus on single player games. 2018 will be a big year for Sony players. So many great games are coming out, and single player focus with God of War 4 and so many other games. It's going to be great, and I just laugh sometimes at people like from Microsoft or somebody when they say like, oh, single player games will be hard to produce because you cannot really make money out of it and everything. Yeah, okay, whatever. I think we have to close here because we can discuss hours and hours here, and I still have two more questions if that's okay. Come back to the tournament. Let's come back to the tournament. Communication between teams is important. Are you going to use voice com?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm asking because Nogano and Scotch are not using it, as far as I know. And you're both. I mean, you both play a lot of games with each other, I guess. So you have just automatic. You kind of it's like an automatism in your between. Do you speak much during a game, or you just like flank here, tech here? I think it just interests me. Between a very good team like you guys, how does communication work?
Maybe I tell only some words about it. Yeah, I think we don't discuss that much. Like only if we're really losing, we somehow trying
Okay.
to improvise a little bit a plan. Oh, sorry, a plan that's a little bit different than our
Yeah.
usual plan. And but we really discuss before game, after games probably only. Then we really discuss. But other than that, we just say something like, "Oh, there's here's flanking. Here comes a flank," or "Set up that MG here," or "Should we push now?" Something like that. But we're not really making some very decisive discussions or something like that during a game. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, as you mentioned, we played so much games together. I think we know our playstyles very well. So we try to keep the discussion to a minimum so we can focus on the engagement. Yeah, only maybe if we lose a squad or if a unit, especially a Lux, tell them, okay, here's gun Lux or something like that. Of course, when we lose a squad, we rage a bit or try to keep each other calm down. Yeah, but nothing that much. So we try to keep it low.
Yeah,
So
we
would you
don't.
say-
Yeah.
Would you say that you're like I've played a couple of games with Hans, and like Hans always wants communication. He always says like, I cannot play with somebody who doesn't talk. So I would say like Helping Hands is like on the one side of somebody who wants a big communication, and then we have like Nagano and Scotch who are not even using any voice comm. So in a way, what do you think? Which one is? Are you in the middle, or where do you think you are more?
Yeah, I would guess so. The middle is the perfect balance because um, our weights depends on the situation. If a big push coming or we plan something big, then we talk about it. If it's just normal standard engagements, we stay quiet. So if it's necessary, we talk a lot, and if it's not, we try to focus on the game more.
Mm-hmm.
We adapt to the situation exactly like, and what also yeah, we adapt to the situation and react and something like that. And for example, well, the hardest discussion we have during game is, oh, he went Lux, now he's going this and this strategy, this and this commander, and we should react like this and this, for example, or expect this and this unit or ability. So that's the thing.
Okay, let's come to the last question. Thank you for your patience. But the last question is interesting in a way that, um, well, let's say there are many good teams in the. Well, let's say it is. There are many good teams in this tournament. Is there a team you're kind of a little bit afraid of, or you? Is there a team where like you say, yeah, this team we want to face because we have Germans would say Rechnung offen. We wanna fight them. We wanna beat them because we
Avengers.
still yeah exactly. It's also late here, so now the thing is uh, for me personally, you are the secret favorites in my opinion.
Woohoo!
Nagano and Scotch
Oh.
are officially seeded as number one at the moment. Of course, you are under the best four teams. Me and Hooligan, we will seed the brackets on our own. So of course, me and Hooligan, we are discussing in what kind of how we will going to seed him. So I'm just saying, so why I'm just saying so. No, but is there any teams? Is there any team you will be like, nah, those guys, nah, we don't really want to beat them. I mean, we don't want to really play them because they are a weakness.
Theo, you want to start?
List of teams, maybe, we have like Helping Hands and Devon, Von Ivan, Captain Price, Nagano and Scotch, Crossfire, Van Aston,
Yeah,
Prodigy,
yeah.
and Rutra, these Talisman and Tumi, some others. I would say those are the most famous ones at least.
I don't really fear any teams, but I think I would rather say I hope, like not fear, but I think there's still surprises
Mhm.
possible from some very crazy stuff from Captain S. Price. I some very crazy stuff. I think I've watched the game lately, and well, Price made some very crazy things, and he was successful with it, even against a very skilled team. So I think I'm not fearing Price and Von Ivan, but I think they're capable of doing stuff that I won't be. Yeah, that I won't be expecting is, but a team that I have very much respect for is um, Nogano and Scotch. Nogano and Scotch. I think I'm not fearing them, but I think they're very hard not to crack. Yeah, they will be probably very hard. And of course, there are also other very good teams like Crossfire and Von Asten, which can also be at a very good level, and they're also capable of probably beating anyone. So they're very. But never mind. Not to mention names now. There are many very good teams, and it will be. There might be some surprise in this tournament, I think.
I guess there will be. I'm super hyped about the tournament. I think after GCS, it will be well. Hopefully, we will see what the future will bring. Maybe we will see another GCS series that is AE's decision. But who knows what we will have in the future for Q2. Thanatos, have you already answered that question? I think not. I want to hear your opinion.
No.
Forgetting you there.
Thank you. I have to agree the most part with Theo. Very much respect for, of course, Nogano and Scotch. They play so well. I watched many replays from them. We played them a lot, mostly in tourneys. We tried to learn some things, and we did learn some things. As I mentioned, first time, and the first tourney of yours, we prepared. We watched the teams. We tried to counter them with our own style, and so teams I respect in skill-wise are, of course, Nogano and Scotch, Von Asten and Crossfire. I think it's a friendly rivalry between us. We played them so many times. They won, we won, so it's an even affair. So I'm not afraid of that because we know each other very well. It's the crazy stuff that makes me a little bit worried. Like you mentioned, Von Ivan and Sprice. I saw the game where Sprice played with Prodigy and beat in Hamlet. Crazy stuff. Great ideas there with G43s, Aston and Crossfire. In a very, I don't know how to say it, in a very confusing way. I never seen that before. So, it's that kind of stuff that we are looking for. So he cannot surprise us that effectively. So of course, I think every good team that I know is already in your tourney, already signed in, except I think Sully and Stark. I didn't saw them.
Which one?
Sully and Stark.
I even don't know them. Okay.
Oh, they're a very good team. I think they are now rank 1 is Axis and we are rank 2 now. So they a very good team.
If you have contact with them, please tell them then to join.
Yeah, I will. The same stuff. I fear no one. We are pretty good prepared.
One thing would interest me though. What do you think of Hans and Devon? How strong will they be? What do you think? Let's just face it. Both of them are in 1v1 are great, but as a team together, it's going to be interesting, huh?
Yeah, as mentioned in the first questions of yours, what's the difference between 1v1 and 2v2? Of course, they are exceptionally good in 1v1. No need to talk about that. But I think as team in 2v2, they are not the same level as other teams they played for years or so many games. It's normally, and I don't saw them play or train that much together. So I don't know. It's not only about, as mentioned in the beginning, the skill and the micro. It's about deep knowledge of the 2v2 commanders and how to prepare for that. And team play is a big plus. So I don't really know. Have to see. I can't can't say if they come final or not, or depends on who they face. Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Theo, any last words about Devon or Hans? I guess against them in 1v1, so you know them.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I know how they work, and I think how the strategy works and how the players are. And I think Hans is like more suited for team play for 2v2 than Devon. I think Devon is someone who has played on his own all the time. I think it will be hard for him to adapt really, because I think if I remember that Scotch Nogano game they had, this training game, I think to be honest, Hans was the best player for me in this game. To be fair, and Devon made some very crucial mistakes, I think, and Hans did that game, and but I think you never gotta underestimate your opponents. Yes, so I think Devon can be very well prepared for this tournament. He can still prepare for it. He still has enough time
He still has
to
time.
learn.
The question, of course, is will he do it if he watches? Devlin, prepare.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the key to that success is how well they would play together.
how
I
well they play together.
Yeah.
How much they really are.
Yeah, exactly.
Really play in. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. 1 hour and 25 minutes. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's-
I
Let's keep it a record.
Yeah, it is a record. Thank you so much for your time. But
Thank
it
you
was,
too.
I think it was never.
Thank you for
boring.
inviting.
We had a lot of fun. At least my birds, they did like it. Thank you so much, guys, for doing this tournament with me. I wish you all the best for this in this tournament. May the best team win, of course. Guys, thank you very much for watching. This is part 3. This was part 3 of the interview sessions. There will be more. Crossfire, Van Asten, and Nogano Scotch are still. I talked with Talisman and Tumi. They will also be ready to. They also will make the interviews. So we will see a lot of good and hopefully entertaining interviews. If you still want to play in this tournament, there is still time. There is still space as well. I want to make that sure, guys, that you understand it. 64 teams is the maximum. We don't want to get higher just because of tournament organizations reasons. So please, if you want to play in the tournament, go on the code2.org article, go to sign up and sign up for the tournament. We had a big donation, 60 euros from some guys, so tournament prize money is at I think 260 euros. So that's a pretty good prize money, I would say. It's not about the money, but I would say money is as well always a little bit of a motivation. What about you guys? Is money a little bit of a motivation to play or to train a little bit more for the tournament, or no?
Personally, for myself, I can speak. I think it's okay or it's nice,
Yeah.
I guess, but it's not a must. I play for the fun,
Okay.
for the competition between good players to learn something, and of course for the glory.
Okay, for the glory.
Yeah.
Theo, you have anything to say there?
Yeah, really, it's the prize pool doesn't matter
Okay.
that much to me, actually.
Okay, good. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, hope you had fun. Bye, thank you.